Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another TheeSportsScoop video. Today, we are talking about Mike White and his performance against the Colts tonight, or his potential performance against the Colts tonight. And, kind of what we predict from him, and more, a game preview as well, but kind of more specifically towards Mike White, what to expect from him. As always, I'm joined by my wonderful host, Dylan Shalom. We're getting on here quickly, not too much production in this one, just kind of opinions, but I do apologize. If you guys have been watching the videos, you would have seen my previous videos, my alone, I had this nice setup. I'm not sure how to get it. We've been lagging really badly when we try and do it. So we're on the classic not any graphics, just two people talking. So I hope you guys do enjoy. But Dylan, going to this game, Colts, Jets, Thursday night football. So looking at Mike White, is this, the simple question, what probably the title entailed, is this, can he do it again? What are you predicting from Mike White tonight and overall Jets performance? Is this a win for them? What does he need to do?
I'm just going to put this out there first. I don't think they're going to win this game. That being said, I see no reason to why he can't do it again. This guy, he's not special. He's nothing incredible. He's nothing that's going to win that team any playoff games or anything. But what he has that Zach Wilson doesn't is that he has absolutely nothing to prove. He's going in there with no expectations. He's throwing the ball short. He's not expected to chuck the ball downfield. And that's exactly what the Jets need right now. They need to pound the football with their rookie running back. They need to have short passes, short completions, play the sticks instead of what Zach Wilson is doing, which is chucking the ball 50 yards and hoping Corey Davis goes up and gets it. So that's why Mike White is very helpful for this Jets team. He's a game manager, and he's helping them manage games and win them, as he did against Cincinnati. And I see no reason that they can't do it again. That being said, Indianapolis is better, so I think they're going to win.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good point. I think definitely we saw, if you guys, make sure you guys go follow us on Instagram. Me and Dylan, we were the only two on our weekly prediction. And, we kind of talked about that Mike White performance last week. And the key points that you hit on were, they didn't make Mike White throw a lot. And at the beginning of the game, Mike White threw 2 interceptions to start the game. So he looked like the quarterback that everyone was expecting him to be against the Bengals team and against that Bengals defense. And now going up against a Colts defense that, I think the real question here is, you say, let's pound the rock with the rookie running back. But the question comes down to this Colts team, I believe, has a top 8 defense against the run game. So this is a team that can definitely kind of shut down a Michael Carter. So it's going to come down to, I think it could come down to, Mike White's talent, which I know is very hard for some Jet fans to kind of, set their hopes upon Mike White, just being able to do it. But obviously won that award this week and over 400 yards. And I think, at the end of the day for Mike White, it's going to come down to, like you said, Dylan, not oversimplifying things, which, kind of Zach Wilson has been doing. It's, can you get those short passes against, I would say, a Colts secondary that's definitely weaker than that front 7. So I think you can exploit. I think there's definitely, exploiting, especially in kind of that zone coverage, which they're weaker in, more of a man coverage team. I think if you can exploit that with the receivers are going to have, because Dylan, I don't think there's an injury report in terms of receivers. I think they have.
No, I think they've got the whole team. Yeah.
And obviously that receiving core is electric. You kind of, if everything pans out, you have everything there. You have the speed of Elijah Moore downfield. You obviously have that kind of utility receiver in Jamison Crowder who can kind of run all routes, all outside, inside. And then you have that Denzel Mims, that big body receiver who we know have seen flashes of potential in. And then who am I missing?
Corey Davis.
And Corey Davis, their best receiver, who is as well that kind of do it all, that X receiver. But I think in terms of Mike White, it's going to come down to, can you set up to that expectation? Because if he wins this game, it's really oh, wait, he might be the guy now for the Jets. And it might be, are we benching Zach Wilson? Dylan, if he wins this game, is that kind of a question you could see people kind of, putting up into the air?
I think it's a question even if they lose this game, because Zach Wilson, and I'm not disrespecting the man, he has a really bad situation that he's in. But in order for that Jets team to win games, they needed to go and get Mike White. So what does that really say to you about Zach Wilson? That says that he is not ready to win the team game. So I think even if Mike White loses this game and he plays a good game, he is definitely at least in conversation to get that next start when Wilson's healthy. And I think that if he puts the Colts into a game, if I were Robert Saleh, whatever, I would play Mike White. That being said, Zach Wilson was the number 2 overall pick. So they have to work him into the offense whichever way they can some point in this season, even if Mike White goes and beats Indianapolis this week. So it'll be a very interesting situation. That's all I'm really going to say.
Yeah, I think it is going to be interesting. And I think Saleh came out and he said, Mike White is that guy. He obviously earned that role, and I think he did. And Dylan, I think it's a good point. Like when you try and pinpoint what he specifically did good in that game against the Bengals, it's very hard. I think he simply went in there and at the end of the day, what's the good quarterbacks start simple. They play the simple game and then they build upon that with kind of those, eccentric big plays. And what Wilson has done, what you see, arguably all of the rookie quarterbacks besides Mac Jones and maybe Trevor Lawrence, they all go in and they're immediately trying to show off that potential that they showed in college.
Exactly. And it's a different game.
Yeah, it's a different game. It's not that it's a different game because a lot of people say the pace of the game is different. It's not. It's the talent, and especially the talent comparatively. Like if you're Justin Fields, if you're Trey Lance and going into a 49ers team or a Bears team where the receivers are not going up against, when you're in Ohio State or North Dakota, who, name a defense they played against that a single player on. You can't. Obviously, Ohio State's a little bit more competitive, but, and I think it pans out. Obviously that Justin Fields run against the 49ers showed that, but we're not here for Justin Fields. I think, Zach Wilson kind of came in here and was immediate like, okay, I'm going to do what I did at BYU. And it's like, whoa, you can't. No, definitely do not do that. I think Mike White, why I think he's so much more appealing to a lot of Jets fans and why a lot of Jets fans are giving him that, he's the GOAT or that praise, maybe a little bit of overpraise. I don't know if that's a word, is because he came in and they didn't see that efficient, simple quarterback play. I mean, they haven't seen that for when was the last time you saw a Jets quarterback throw for 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, and win a game against a good team, put up 34 points? You just don't, and in a winning drive. So I think, Mike White doing that is a big reason why this team is giving them a lot of praise. And I think what Saleh notices and why I think they hired him and why I still think he's a good coach is he notices this is the guy who's going to win it simple. And at the end of the day, Mike White right now is going to give them the best chance to win. I would argue if Zach Wilson was still healthy, they would probably start Mike White this game. I think it's very interesting, but Dylan, what if, what are the chances that he plays terrible and it's all right. Yeah, he's actually the mediocre quarterback, the backup quarterback we thought he was.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very, very likely outcome just because I don't think that he has anything that's incredibly special. But if he sticks to his game plan, if he doesn't try to overcomplicate things, if he doesn't let the hype get to his head, he could be a very, very important piece to the Jets. I just want to touch on something else you said about these college quarterbacks coming into the NFL and trying to do what they did in college. Another thing is when you're Zach Wilson, you can go scrambling out against whatever Iowa State linebackers and edge rushers there are. But when you're on the Jets, you're going to go out and scramble to the left and you're going to see Nick Bosa right in your face. So it's not going to work out that way. And I think Zach Wilson learned that the hard way, as has Justin Fields, as has Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence. No, Trey Lance has been other than Mac Jones.
All rookie quarterbacks find that out at some point, I think. But
in this class, I find it specifically because in the past draft classes, the only real mobile quarterbacks have been Kyler Murray, who was able to acclimate to the level of the line, Lamar Jackson, who's a freak of nature, and then Deshaun Watson, who quickly learned not to scramble because he had a season-ending injury in his first one. So I think Mike White, getting back to the point, he's going to be that guy, drops deep in the pocket, knows what he's doing, very smart quarterback, and he'll find his guys. Pretty simple. Yeah. He's not trying to do anything special, but he'll win them the game.
Yeah. And then what do you think, chances coming out here, that they win this game, I would say are low. I believe it is in Indianapolis, if I'm not wrong.
Indianapolis are going to win the game.
Is it in Indianapolis?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it's a tough situation. I think a great point. And I think a lot of things I was talking about and a lot of things that I said, which doesn't apply to Mike White as well. But, when you're a quarterback or a player and you have these high expectations and then all of a sudden those expectations are dropped, it is so much easier for you to play better. And that's not true for a lot of athletes who are able to play up to the standard that those expectations are played at. But I'm saying for Mike White, it's kind of a nothing to lose situation. For example, like when I was playing high school soccer, Dylan, you were playing high school soccer, when you play that best team in your league, it's like, all right, we have nothing to lose. And you somehow don't care as much. It's not as much stress. So I think that's, a big, going to be a big thing for Mike White this week. It's kind of going out there. And I think at the end of the day, take a little bit of risks, throw that deep pass downfield in that third down, be simple for most of the game, but take that risk to show Saleh, like, yeah, I can be a simple guy, but I can also go out, be aggressive and try and, when it's a dire situation, I can go out and get points for this team, which I think he showed against the Bengals. And again, Dylan, I think this is going to be the funny, situation where we are definitely a channel who oversimplify things and overhype things. I would say occasionally, not overhype, but we're, the Chiefs will lose a game and we'll be like, are they overrated? And I think this could be a classic one where Mike White's awful and he gets benched, and it's like, why the hell did we do that video? I think that's definitely very possible. But
I don't think Mike White, just based on what I've seen from him, and I didn't see very much. I watched Red Zone, but based on what I saw out of Mike White, he doesn't look like the type of guy that's going to get benched. He looks like the type of guy that maybe won't do enough to win them the game, but he's not going to make a big mistake. He's not going to throw a stupid interception out of nowhere. He's not going to try to scramble and fumble. He's not the type of guy that's going to win them a Super Bowl, but he's also not the type of guy that's going to make a lot of mistakes. So when you look at a game manager type quarterback, why not look at Mike White over the offseason?
Yeah. I think that's a fantastic point. I think, I mean, it really comes down to the fact that Mike White came out of here kind of out of nowhere. Mike White kind of jumps. You did not know who Mike White was before. I mean, maybe you didn't, maybe you did.
I did because I pranked Surge saying that Zach Wilson got hurt, but
yeah, Surge is another Matt Brown channel, but the Mike White situation is an interesting one. I think definitely be able to plan out. Unfortunately, as this NFL season continues, my time to watch games always is cut short, or I can't. I've unfortunately a training tonight, so literally from 8 to 9:30, so I will miss a good amount of the game.
That's low-key a dub though.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I obviously like training, but that's not the point of the video. I always, watch highlights before. Whenever I miss a game, I always watch, highlights before. But so I think, Dylan, that was it. I think we touched on all the points there. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. As always, Cian, McDermott, and Dylan Shalom. We do apologize. I'm very much someone who's very picky and meticulous, and I hate recording like this. So I would much rather have it on higher quality. So I do apologize to everyone. We generally have it a little bit more higher quality edited like that. If you guys haven't, go check out our weekly predictions so you can see all the Sunday slate, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, our picks for that. Instagram, we're getting a lot more posts out. I just grinded out a ton yesterday. So a lot more, active over there. And your analysts of the future. If you guys, you can say you knew us once we make it to ESPN. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Not ESPN, this network of DCSC.
TheeSportsScoop.
Just TheeSportsScoop. But we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Mike White, what do you think?
Yeah.
Let us know. Anything else, Dylan?
I think we touched on pretty much all of it. Mike White, if you so magically happen to be watching this.
You always say that.
Good luck.
Good luck, Mike White. If you see this where you're probably at the stadium right now, and you're scrolling on YouTube and you see a video that probably isn't doing amazing.
Yeah. Just good luck, man. Good luck, man.
Good luck, man. All right. See you next time, guys.